Welcome to A-Side Boxing. I'm one of your co-hosts, Marlon Parker, alongside with Ray Massey and Carlos Massey. It is our honor to have former light heavyweight champion, Montell Ice Griffin.
What's going on, bro?
Thanks for coming on, champ.
How y'all doing? I'm doing good.
We're doing great. We're doing great. Thank you. Again, thanks for the opportunity and you giving us your time. So let's just leave right into it. Tell us about yourself. Your moments. I mean, we all know, boxing fans know you by your record. They know you by your highs, but just tell us more from your perspective about your career, and this is your time.
Well, my career is a little bit different. I learned how to box as a kid. My father was self-taught. He bought his own gym. He had me and my brother in the gym. Muhammad Ali was 10 minutes away from the gym. He would come by and train when we just had a relationship with Ali, and everything was perfect. My life was great. My life was great. And 1983, my father died April 2nd, and my whole life changed. I was 12 years old. I was in the gym from 2 years old to 12 years old, just learning boxing, being around boxing, and when he died, it just changed everything. My mother made me quit boxing, and I just live a life as a normal person. But my life from five to 12 was awesome.
All right, that's what's up, man. That's what's up.
Well, you didn't stay a civilian too long because you got back, and I guess the bug bit you.
I just that's why I ended up writing a book about my life because I just wanted to tell people that it's never too late, man. You can make a second chance for your life, for yourself. That's what I did. Like I said, after being off for 8 years, I came back into boxing. I made the Olympic team with 30 amateur fights. So,
yes,
man, it could be done. So I'm just proof. That's what I always tell people. I say I'm not the greatest fighter ever. I don't have the best life ever, but my life is different because it just shows not to give up, not to quit, and then I made a second chance for myself.
Right, yes.
On my own, by myself, but nobody in my family, no mother,
that's impressive.
Father, everybody.
Yeah, boxing is filled with so many compelling stories. You every day, what I like about the sport is it's so rich in culture, and it's good to hear the backgrounds from different folks, fighters who share the ring. Your story, already, just to know that you were in that close of proximity to Muhammad Ali. Nobody knew that, right? I know I didn't know that.
You know what? When my father died, man, I was 12 going on 13 years. I was so ashamed of not being able to fight. I never told nobody. So I was growing up with guys who didn't even know I could box. So I was just too ashamed, And I had a few street fights and they was like, man, you could fight. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, man, I was just talking to my cousin earlier today. It was like I should have went to therapy. When me having to stop fighting and then growing up as a regular kid and just all the stuff. I don't know why. I don't know how come I'm not crazy right now. You know what I'm saying? There's all the stuff I went through, man. It was just crazy, man. But I never gave up, and I just kept pushing forward.
Mm-hmm. So can you tell us a little bit about, like you said, when you was an amateur, you had not a whole lot of fights, but how was it when your career kind of just took off, and tell us a little bit more about you making the 92 Olympic Games in Barcelona, and how was that experience for you?
Well, it's just crazy because, like I said, my life is just crazy. Like, I don't remember learning how to fight. So when I was getting in the ring, I took off 8 years. I came back, I moved to LA. I was 210 pounds. I was a fat, slob. And, so I got in the ring and I trained every day and I'm sparring these top guys. And they like, man, where did this come from? How could you fight like this? I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember. I don't remember learning how to fight. I was in the gym so young. It's just that, things just worked out for me. It was like I just felt like I felt like somebody was protecting me. You know what I'm saying? It was like I went to LA with $200 to my name. And
yeah, that's fake. That's all fake.
yeah, it was like, you know, like I said, until I got robbed in the Olympics, like I said, I just felt like somebody was just looking out for me, taking, you know,
a guiding hand.
Pardon me?
A guiding hand, almost.
Yeah. I mean, just like even the stuff that wasn't working out worked out. My first fight, I broke my thumb. I broke my thumb, and you know, I was running out of money. I was gonna have to leave to go back to Chicago, and I ended up getting disabilities for my thumb. I got food stamps and check for like $300 a month, and that worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? It worked out for me so I could stay in LA. My second fight, I broke my thumb. You know, I mean my nose. It just made me know. I'm like, man, my first 2 fights I fought heavyweight. So I'm like, man, I'm 5'7", like these guys too big. I'm like, man, I gotta get my fat ass. You know what I'm saying? I get my fat ass, you know, in shape, get down to weight, and I got down to 178. But it's like, man, it's like I to this day I can't understand. I can't explain on all the things that happened for me, man. It was crazy, man.
Well, sometimes you can't explain favor, man. It just happens. You were blessed with a gift, and you used it you maxed it out, and you know, sometimes those things, other things get revealed to you in life. Like once this gift is over, you may have another gift, you know, and like with this book venture you have, just other things just open up from that one gift, which is amazing.
But that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to grow my brand. I boxed. I'm a former Olympian. I'm a former world champion. I got wins against 2 Hall of Famers.
Yes, you do. Yes,
I got a boxing gym that's been open 4 years. I got my book out.
What's the name of that boxing gym, by the way?
You gotta plug it.
Clarence Griffin, Windy City Boxing Club, 2150 South Canal Port in Chicago, in the basement of Lacuna Lofts.
Okay.
In the same building with Black Ink. What they do, Black Ink.
The show?
Nine Mag, yeah.
Oh, okay. Hey, talk about your titles, man. Former WBC light heavyweight champion, correct?
I was light heavyweight champion of the world for being James Tony second time, and you know that belt is not really looked at as far as the top belt, but when you beat James Tony, I made it the top belt.
That was it. I was gonna say.
You're not gonna tell me. No way you're gonna tell me I'm not a world champion after I beat James Tony for the second time. So.
Hey, hold up! Since we're going into your belts, NABF, you have more belts than you know. You had the WBC, you had the WBU, you had the NABF, and there was another one.
USBA. I had a few belts, man. I got about 12, 13 belts.
I believe you. Did you capture the IBF vacant?
That was IBF Intercontinental.
Exactly.
That was the first James Tony fight.
Right.
And but the second fight was W belt, and at that time it was big in Europe, and and it was James Tony. You know what I'm saying? I fought him in his prime. I beat him in his prime twice, and you know what I'm saying? You're not gonna tell me that's not a world championship belt.
No.
I wouldn't try it.
And you fought him. That's it. You know, I'll be retiring.
I mean, you know what I'm saying. I you know what I'm saying. Look, man, I'm just gonna break it down to you, man. I didn't fight for 8 years. I came back. I made the Olympic team with 30 amateur fights. Yeah. Then I turned pro and I beat James Tony with 14 pro fights. Right. It shouldn't even. Nothing else should even be said. I should be looked at. I should be looked at as a legend, and you know what I'm saying, all type of things. But you know, I never really got no love in the boxing game.
No, that probably from boxing fans love you. Look, it's one of those moments that stick out in my life. When Roy got his first loss, when you took that title, you were winning with the first half of the fight. And it
was a 9th round. I was winning the fight. You know
exactly.
First half. I was winning the fight. He got frustrated and he did what he did.
Exactly. And no one, for I think like 5 out of the first 6 rounds, you just clearly outboxed him. And no one had seen that. I don't think Roy had lost a round, probably professionally, before that.
Well, against me, he did.
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying. You know, those types of things that you can't measure. You know, and you've been extremely blessed and successful in your career, and you may not always feel it, but
You're
there are
appreciated.
folks out of here who really that really appreciate your contributions to the sport. I mean, as fans and former fighters, we look back at when I was a kid. I remember seeing you fight.
Yes.
I remember seeing all of the other champions, Roy. You guys are like our heroes when we were kids. Yeah. So kudos and hats off to you, man. You guys, you did your thing and inspired a whole new generation of fans and fighters alike. So,
and to add to that, you were classy about it.
Yeah,
you know, and that's what's missing now from the sport.
Well, you know, I had some of my friends telling me to be controversial, do some, you know, some crazy things, but I just had so much respect for my father, man.
And that's appreciated.
Oh man, I couldn't bring no negativity to his name.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's good. Man.
And yeah, that was a good time in boxing. Now the ring walk is always controversial. Every interview now and currently in boxing is always controversial. So we miss that. We truly appreciate it. Again, what you brought to the sport then.
Thank you very much, man. I just tried to, you know, give him all, man. I put the hard work in. I took, you know, I love this game so much, and I just wanted, you know what I'm saying, I wanted to put the work in, and I wanted, you know what I'm saying, to get something out of it.
When we look at your career, you're viewed as a skilled boxer, but you've got 30 KOs, so it's fair to say that your power was overlooked.
I mean, I knocked the guys that I was supposed to knock out. I don't I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you know who you supposed to, you know what I'm saying, who you supposed to knock out, who you're not supposed to knock out. So that's why it's like, you can't, you know, get too excited, can't jump around a bit. You know, you got to act like you've been there and be professional about it. So, I mean, I got 50 wins with 30 knockouts, but only had one knockout in a real big title fight. That was when I won the NABF title. I think I knocked the guy in the 11th round. That was probably the best knockout of my career. But I was just more of a skilled, you know, defensive boxer. I never looked at myself as a puncher. I got in the ring with a lot of bigger guys that told me I actually could punch, but I didn't really have time to sit down and punch on, you know what I'm saying, because I was so defensive. A lot of times it was just off of reaction.
Okay.
Yeah. When you learn how to throw that big hook, was it in the ring, or I know you're from Chi-Town, was it in fights before?
Well, I'm actually left-handed, so you know my father turned me around.
Man, left-handed.
So I fought righty, so my left hook and my jab was my best punch.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, so you were a converted fighter. So yeah.
Back in them days in the 70s, people didn't want to fight southpaw, so my father turned me around, and I don't even remember when. I remember him telling me while I was fighting fighting righty, but I don't remember when it was.
What was your most memorable professional moment?
Well, the second James Toney fight, man, because
really?
everybody thought it was a fluke, and you know, guy with 14 fights, and he just had a bad. You know, everybody loved James Toney, so he get so many they always give him so many, you know, excuses and, you know, breaks.
Exactly.
You know, I just came right back, beat him even worse the second time, and I felt that's the fight when I knew things were changing, and I finally started getting respect I deserved.
Okay.
So what are you doing nowadays? What's a normal day in the life of
you know what I'm saying? I got, you know what I'm saying, I got a few rental properties, got a barber shop, I got this boxing gym, just try to take care of business, man. You know, I'm 52 years old, man. I'm not trying to work real hard, man. I'm just trying to, you know, do quality things, you know what I'm saying, that pay off, you know what I'm saying?
Do you still follow the sport?
Yeah, I follow the sport. I train fighters, you know what I'm saying, we just, I had a guy just win at the Golden Gloves, so, you know, we doing pretty good. I'm just trying to, you know, make champions, man. Just trying to give back, man, for all the people that helped me out and did things for me.
I have to ask you, and often this question comes up in our interviews. What was the moment when you knew it was time to retire? Because you could have languished on.
I didn't have it.
Really?
That's another part I hate. So I never had that. I had a long conversation with Eddie Mustafa Muhammad and Buddy McGirt in Las Vegas. This probably I had to be like 35, 36, and I asked him. I said, "When did you know when it was time to hang him up?" And Eddie said he went jogging one day, and in the middle of the jog, he said, "Man, I'm tired of this," and he didn't feel like jogging back, and he walked back home. And Buddy said that punches was coming, and first he was slipping them, then they was grazing him, then they was hitting him. He couldn't get out the way. So I never had that. You know, what I'm saying that point in my career. My last fight, I was 41 years old. I had my 50th win. I was feeling real good. They was like, man, ESPN was there. They was like, man, you can still fight, man. But I never got no offer that was worth taking. I think I got an offer for to fight in Australia for $12,000. I said, man, I'm not gonna fly all the way over the country for $12,000. Said, man, I'm not that desperate. So after that, I never retired. Just never fought again.
Now you know everyone's coming out of retirement for exhibition fights. So keep your name live, man.
I mean, if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
There we go.
I'm between 185, 190 pounds. I watch my weight. I keep my weight down. If I got the right offer, yeah, I take it.
Okay, there we go.
I got up and ran this morning. So if I got the offer, man, I you know what I'm saying. Like I said, if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Gotcha.
Gotcha, man. Yeah, I mean, you've had, like I said, you've had a decorated career. Most people would envy, some of your accomplishments.
I mean, I had 50 wins, man. I had a lot of bad breaks, man. I got robbed so many times. I got BS so many times. Boxing is a dirty game, man.
Yes, that's what we hear. Yeah, that's what we hear.
And sometimes, but you grow from that. You grow from the wins and the losses, and all of the other stuff that comes with boxing. So all of the business part, the fan part. Do you have a lot of fan interaction online?
Yeah, I guess you could say. I mean, social media and like I was in New York. I was in New York last weekend for a boxing event, and I was showed a lot of love. So it's cool, man. It's coming. So I guess the longer I be retired, the bigger style I'm gonna become, which don't make sense because I ain't did nothing else. But that's crazy. But that's like the longer you retire, the more you become a legend. So.
Yeah, you become appreciated, man. People, they sit back and they go, wait a minute. Like, boxing is always been fickle, especially amongst the fans, right? I remember, I distinctly remember what I was doing, where I was at when I saw you defeat Roy.
Yes.
And both of the James Toney fights. And me and my dad, my brother and his brother, my uncle, we would always sit on the couch when I was a kid, and they drink a couple beers, watching the fight, and we yelling and screaming for your popular fighters like Roy Jones, and then we would see, hold up, wait a minute, this guy's getting him.
Definitely, I remember my sister, who's no longer with us. She was a huge Roy fan. So she hated you after that fight. She thought no one can beat Roy. So for a while, you were a villain in my house.
I told Roy Jones, I said, people love you so much that they hate me because you hit me on my knee. I'm saying, it don't even make sense. Instead of being mad at Roy and saying he cheated, he got frustrated, they hate me, which is crazy.
But no, I don't think it's more hate. I think if I were you, I would probably appreciate the fact that it's a pivotal point in boxing. It was at the height of boxing, and to have your name
linked with him,
right. He was the number one pound fighter in the world.
Exactly.
I came out and I shocked the world, which I had on my robe. I had shocked the world.
Yeah, you touched him up like that, and we had a conversation. Yeah. We thought between us, we firmly believe the ref was courageous because you see how many times a ref, you get this situation where it was clearly he should have been disqualified. But we all watching enough boxing now where we see guys probably should be disqualified, but they keep giving them opportunities. Mm-hmm. So, usually in championship fights, refs keep extending this grace the fighters when they can easily DQ them.
Well, yeah, right. Well, I was fortunate. Well, first of all, I thank God that I never lost consciousness. You know what I'm saying? I never got hurt because the man came up, he walked into me and hit me with 2 shots. He loaded up with the second shot, and I didn't see it. I couldn't even defend myself. So I thank God that I didn't lose conscience or get killed or get hurt in any type of way. You know what I'm saying? I lived a normal life. I'm the type of guy. I fought pro 18 years. But I think if me and you have a conversation, if you didn't know I was a boxer, you could never know that I fought 18 years.
No.
And that's that's one thing I'm happy about myself. I had 59 pro fights and I just talk normal like a regular guy. One thing that I had what word I want to use? I had an inside track on it. I saw Muhammad. I was around Muhammad Ali as a kid for 8 years. I saw him change, and I knew that defense and taking punishment. Like I would see him in the gym. He would let everybody just hit on him. Ali felt like that going to camp. The more he got hit, it would prepare him to go the distance and take punches, which really wasn't really the truth. You know what I'm saying? I saw the man change. I saw him take punishment. I saw I saw the man. The brain damage and everything. So that's why I always looked at that. Like I was spot. If I got hit with a clean punch in sparring, it would bother me for like a week. You know what I'm saying? Like I was blessed today. I was fortunate, blessed to say I went weeks without getting hit with a clean punch. Yeah. People could tell you I sparred everybody. I sparred Mike McCallum. I sparred Floyd Mayweather. I sparred Frank Tate. Murky Sosa, Hakeem Rockman, Samuel Peter, Layman Brewster, Chris Bird, and you know what I'm saying. I held my own with all these cats. You know what I'm saying. I know I'm a Hall of Fame fighter. I know I'm a great fighter, even though I don't get the respect I'm supposed to get. And I went through some different things that other people didn't go through.
Yeah. You definitely one of our favorite fighters. I just love the way how you use your defense and to throw them punches from them angles like that. It was unique for somebody your size at that time.
Right.
So that's one of the things. I'm like, hey, he moving to the side and he's swinging it around and he's not even getting hit. So
right. To be 5'7", to fight the way I did, it was kind of crazy because most guys my fight was fighting like Joe Frazier, Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Pressure coming forward, and as a kid, I watched Muhammad Ali and I watched Muhammad Ali, Willie Pep, Sugar Ray Robinson, Jersey Joe Walcott. I watched slick fighters. Those fighters are the ones that stood out to me. I never wanted to get hit. I always wanted to be moving around and play and just enjoy myself.
And land shots too.
Land shots.
Even before the science was out, it was common knowledge that the accumulation of punches, eventually the bill comes due. Eventually it will take its toll on you.
Yeah, I just couldn't. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be a guy that people felt sorry for. You know what I'm saying? Shook their head and had something to say about. So I just took my defense seriously.
At all the time. When you started naming some of the fighters that you like, you watched back in the day coming up and you followed. That's always telling when you see. From a fighter, when you realize what their style was when they were in the ring, they always emulate their favorite fighters. It's like that's just a thing. I remember just coming up, and I was so, I guess, captivated by watching Sweet Pea. I wanted to be him so bad, I just ain't had the legs, man.
Muhammad Ali. Well, my favorite fighters, my 5 favorite fighters. Muhammad Ali don't count because he like my father. He like an uncle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It's Muhammad Ali. It's Michael Spinks. It's Pernell Whitaker. It's Evander Holyfield. It's James Toney and Roy and Floyd Mayweather. So besides Holyfield and Michael Spinks, the other guys more like defensive and you know what I'm saying. I love Pernell Whitaker. I was in Barcelona in Olympics and I got out the ring and I saw him at the fight I never thought he would come up to me, walk up to me and said, "Man, everybody said we fight alike." And I, on the inside, I'm thinking like, "There's no way I fight like you." You know what I'm saying? You greater than me, but I appreciate the compliment. You know what I'm saying? For him to even tell me that, yeah, it made it made a huge deal to me.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's natural.
Pernell Whitaker walked
with
up to me and said, "Man, everybody said we fight alike," and I started laughing. I was like, "Man, that's nice," but
that's an ultimate compliment.
Yeah, great compliment, but right, great compliment. And, I spent some time with him. I hate that he passed away, but I've got a chance. You know what I'm saying? Over the years, I didn't spend a lot of time. Well, I ain't gonna say a lot of time, but I spent some time with Pernell Whitaker.
Significant amount. Yeah.
So your pops bought Windy City Gym?
Johnny Coulon, the former bantamweight champion from Canada, moved to Chicago and opened up a gym called Johnny Coulon's Boxing Club. And my father came in. He's teaching my brother self-defense. He fell in love with it. He ended up buying the gym and turned the Windy City Boxing Club.
Historic gym?
Yeah. I mean, that name, everybody, I think everybody in America who likes boxing heard of Windy City Boxing Club.
Right.
It's been in movies. It's one of the most famous gyms in Chicago history. And my father ran it for 10 years before he passed away.
All right. We're gonna have to go on that website and get some of those T-shirts and get some of your merch, man.
Yeah. www.windycityboxing.com. We got everything. We got shirts, sweatshirts, all different things.
Oh well, I definitely have one on the next podcast.
Yeah,
I need
that
to
sounds good.
I
appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So we're just about to wrap up. Before we go, though, man, any last words?
Yeah, man. My life is so crazy, man. I wrote a book. I had so many friends, like they saw pictures of me with Muhammad Ali, different stories. They was like, "Man, you gotta you need to come out with a book, man. You know what I'm saying? So many stuff you done been through, so much stuff in your life, man. It's just crazy, man. How my life, man, is.
That book up again, man. Let's get a good picture of it.
We got the Ice Life, man.
Like
I got the link is theicelifebook.com. Theicelifebook.com is my website. You come on by the book, man.
Is that sold on Amazon?
It's on Amazon, but you know what I'm saying, I got my own link, you know what I'm saying, where you can buy it through me. Amazon get a little expensive.
Okay.
Amazon wants too much of a cut. So like I said, the link is theicelifebook.com.
Okay.
Check out the book, man. You won't be able to put it down, man. I'm a funny guy, man. I'm doing stand-up comedy now. I had so much stuff going on in my life, man. It's crazy, man. And I just want, if the right man, you know what I'm saying, you got guys like Mickey Ward and having a movie about his life. I think if the right guy, read this book, I think it can make a movie, man. It can be a movie. I did some big things in my life. It was kind of crazy. I've been shot at. Living in Chicago, I've been shot at. I could have died numerous of times. Hanging out with gangs and just getting out of here, going to LA with $200 in my pocket and things working out. Like I said, I made the Olympic team. I beat Hall of Famers. I won a world title. Like I said, I'm coming out with my own strand, my marijuana strand. It's the greatest thing ever happened to me. It fixed my brain damage. My eyesight got better. The marijuana is one of the greatest things ever happened to me. I lost 30 pounds. I'm just doing, like I said, I'm trying to do everything for my brand, my book, my comedy, my strand, my gym, everything.
Champ, once again, we want to thank you for giving us this opportunity, giving us your time, telling your story. Again, you've plugged your book, you've plugged your gym. Is there any parting shots you want to leave us with besides that?
Man, I respect all my fans, man. I just want to let everybody know, man, I gave them my all, man. I never wanted to bring no negativity to this game. I just, what I'm saying, I made sure I was in the best shape of my life. I gave them all. I was positive. No negative things could be, read about me and everything. And I just wanted to be a stand-up guy.
All right, nothing wrong with that.
It's solid. Solid. And this concludes our interview.
Oh, man. Much love to ASAP Boxing Podcast. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Y'all three great individuals, man. I appreciate the love, man, and I hope the best for y'all, man.
Man, thank you so much, man. Thank you.